Right now at 5, 6 shootings in Sacramento, 5 killed, including a 12-year-old boy, and 3 others injured, all in the span of 26 hours. We'll have the latest on each of those shootings.
A domestic violence call turning to a standoff, leaving 1 dead and a child in critical condition. We'll tell you what we're learning tonight.
Right now on Late News Tonight, we're on storm watch as we track the biggest winter storm of the season.
And we are live in the Sierra where there are dangerous road conditions and things are just getting started from there.
The biggest storm system this winter has now arrived. How much rain and snow we're expecting and the major impacts we'll see this weekend.
We are absolutely going to make sure that people can exercise their right to vote and use their voice come Election Day.
Plus, how counties are making sure voters can still make their voice heard while staying safe.
And we've got the latest update on claims a major restaurant is exempt from the fast food minimum wage law here in California.
Late News Tonight on ABC 10 starts right now.
Right now on Late News Tonight, the massive park fire burning more than 120,000 acres across 2 counties as it becomes the largest active fire in the state.
We continue to track the park fire near Chico, what conditions firefighters are facing and the strong winds still headed their way.
A recycling facility fire causing a huge plume of smoke across the capital city. We're learning new details tonight.
Cannot allow these encampments to grow and to continue.
Removing homeless encampments, now an executive order by Governor Gavin Newsom. Reaction from city officials and the impact it could have all across the state.
Late News Tonight starts right now.
We can't, Amy, we can't. We won't make it through.
It's nerve-wracking. You know, we had one fire going right past us and then another one pops up. So, we never feel like we really have a break.
We start tonight with breaking news on that fast-moving wildfire. The park fire is now the largest active fire burning here in California, and it's forcing evacuations in Butte County. Good evening, everyone. A lot to cover tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter, and we've been following this fire since it exploded overnight. The fire is northeast of Chico and prompted evacuations. It has burned nearly 125,000 acres at this point. Containment still just 3% right now, and sadly the fire continues to grow at a very rapid pace. It has also forced several evacuations. Let's take a live look at these maps of current evacuations in Tehama County, that's on your left, and Butte County on the right. Governor Gavin Newsom's office says more than 3,500 people have been evacuated so far. There's an evacuation center at Neighborhood Church located at 2801 Notre Dame Boulevard in Chico. There are also evacuation shelters for big and small animals. We have details on those shelters on our websites, abc10.com. Share that information, please, with any friends or family you have in the fire area.
Well, take a look at this video. I want to show you what happens here. Look. Yes, that home explodes as the park fire continues to burn across Butte and Tehama County. The city of Chico is not in the path of the fire, but listen to this. We learned just hours ago that the fire was set on purpose. Investigators are pointing to a video posted on TikTok by someone who says they saw it happen.
I watched the guy blow up his car and then put it in neutral and roll it down the hill.
This is the vehicle pushed down the embankment that started the fire. A Chico man, you see him there on your screen, 42-year-old Ronnie Dean Stout II is now behind bars, accused of starting the fire. The Butte County DA says a man was seen pushing a car that was on fire into a gully in Upper Bidwell Park just before 3 p.m. yesterday. Deputies made the arrest just this morning.
Hundreds of thousands still feeling the aftermath of the weekend's deadly storm. 3 people were killed statewide. 2 of them are in our area. Several homes and cars were damaged by the strong winds, knocking over trees. People across the state dealing with flooded roads and power outages. And snow continues to pile up in the Sierra, causing dangerous driving conditions. And flood watch and winter storm warnings are in effect.
We begin tonight with our continuing coverage of the fast-moving developments in Los Angeles. Today, protesters were back out on the streets for the third consecutive day. President Trump deployed some 2,000 National Guard members in response to violence and chaos in the city. Those troops descended on the streets of L.A. Governor Gavin Newsom is blasting the move, calling it, quote, purposefully inflammatory and an alarming abuse of power. Nearly a dozen people were arrested overnight as some protesters tossed objects at officers. Police used tear gas and flashbang grenades to disperse the crowd. Governor Newsom today met with LAPD, LA County deputies, and state emergency leaders as tensions remain high. He says, quote, we're here to keep the peace, not play into Trump's political games.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Late news tonight starts with breaking news. President Donald Trump addressing the nation just hours after what he calls a very successful strike on Iranian nuclear locations. ABC News is reporting B-2 bombers have been used in the attacks. Several fireworks-related explosions are now raising serious safety concerns across the state. There have been more than 3 explosions in just the last week, 2 in Southern California and 1 in the Bay Area. But the most devastating explosion happened right here at home, and today human remains were found at the site. This truck blocked all lanes for several hours on I-80. Look at that, on its side today. They had to hold traffic at the Donner Lake interchange. CHP says the driver does have minor injuries tonight, and their message is simple. Please stay home. Stay away from the mountains and keep you and your family safe. That's why we do have live team coverage tonight. Meteorologist Carly Gomez is standing by with a look at timing and the major impact of this storm.
But first, we start with our Garshpal Sangha live along Highway 50 in Twin Bridges.
I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America.
Former President Donald Trump heading back to the White House. We do have reaction tonight, and I want you to take a look. I want to show you the electoral count. There you see it there. He needed 270. Well above that, he won most of the battleground states. 2 have not been called. Trump's also ahead in the popular vote. Good evening. We do have a lot to cover tonight. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, dude. Yeah, let's get out of here. We tried, bro. I'm sorry. Gotta get out of here. Holy.
Heartbreaking scenes in the LA area tonight, still under a state of emergency. Lives have been lost, homes have been destroyed, and more than 70,000 people have been forced to evacuate. Good evening. We have it all covered tonight. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. Tonight, the fire threat is not over in Southern California as 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts fuel multiple fires, killing at least 5 people.
At least 5 wildfires are now burning in LA County, from the Pacific Coast to Pasadena and Sylmar. The Palisades fire is the largest fire, burning nearly 16,000 acres. At least 1,000 structures have been destroyed.
We have team coverage tonight looking at the challenges firefighters are facing as local resources head to fight the fire. And families here across our region are impacted, trying to help their loved ones in Southern California.
But we start with Alex Stone in Altadena as the firefight continues.
An apocalyptic scene in Southern California. Valleys filled with smoke, flames taking over hillsides as at least 4 major wildfires burn out of control. Embers flying all around, pushed by hurricane-strength winds.
Oh, and we had, a partial structure collapse.
This afternoon, we got our first look at the devastation from the air. The wind slowing enough for helicopters to fly safely.
It's Armageddon. I'm driving through a war zone right now, and I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm shocked.
The winds also kept firefighters from launching water-dropping helicopters. People running with buckets of water in their hands, trying to do anything they could to save homes. Others rushing to grab any belongings they could. Neighbors tried but could not save the Symington family's home of 24 years.
It makes me want to cry, but it also, in the midst of the dark hour, puts a little ray of love and hope.
All the stuff that's here is replaceable. People are not. What happened to family is the most important thing.
A senior assisted living center destroyed. All of the over 90 residents evacuated safely. Some rushed to safety in wheelchairs.
This is not a normal red flag alert. The LA County Fire Department was prepared for 1 or 2 major brush fires, but not 4.
President Biden is in Los Angeles for an unrelated matter and got an update on the disaster from firefighters. He's also spoken with Governor Gavin Newsom.
We're prepared to do anything and everything as long as it takes to contain these fires and help reconstruct, make sure that we get back to normal.
And just hours ago, President Biden approved Governor Gavin Newsom's request for a presidential major disaster declaration. It will support response efforts. They received updates from local and state emergency officials on the fires this morning at a fire station in Santa Monica.
The weather conditions are a challenge, but there are many other issues that come with an urban wildland firefight. ABC 10's Devin Truby talked with local experts today and has an update on the situation in Southern California. Devin, tell us more about what fire crews are up against.
Absolutely, Laura. Urban wildland firefighting, like what we're seeing in the Pacific Palisades, has many challenges. It's occurring in a densely populated area. There are issues with water resources, and it's not unlike what our Sacramento firefighters sometimes experience here.
We're fighting a wildfire with urban water systems, and that is really challenging.
The general manager of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power shared Palisades has little to no water. The 3 water tanks holding 1 million gallons each were empty by 3 a.m. Wednesday.
We had a tremendous demand on our system in the Palisades. We pushed the system to the extreme. 4 times the normal demand was seen for 15 hours straight, which lowered our water pressure.
Firefighters using the water faster than it can be pushed through the system, creating water pressure issues. In the Palisades, hydrants didn't have enough pressure to push the water to elevations above 3,000 feet. Now they're relying on construction trucks to bring in water.
Our apparatus do have the ability to draft water if we need to out of pools, ponds, any type of water resource. We also utilize the water tenders.
The water supply is one of many challenges in an urban firefight. The issues in Los Angeles are similar to when Sacramento Fire responds to the American River Parkway, where hydrant access is limited and they have to bring their own water.
Our engines only have 500 gallons of water on them, so if you're flowing a typical hand line from that, it only lasts 2 or 3 minutes. This is something that needs to go on for hours.
You can't cool and slow a fire down without water.
Once you get into that wildland urban interface, the wind really controls everything, because it's going to start that brush or that light flashy fuel, as we refer to it. It's going to get that going. It's going to produce a ton of heat, and all it takes is a window to break out of a house. Those flames impinge on the inside of that house, and if there's no one around at that time, firefighter wise, and that can control it, that entire house is going to get going, and then it's going to burn the neighbor's house, and then it's going to start taking down neighborhoods.
Officials are asking everyone to conserve water, not just those near the firefight. There's also a 48-hour boil order for some zip codes due to low water pressure and high amounts of ash. Reporting live in Sacramento, Devin Truby, ABC 10.
Well, Devin, their efforts and skills are certainly needed. We are sending our prayers to our neighbors in Southern California, and a huge thank you to our fire crews and first responders. Devin, thank you.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods is standing by tonight. And Monica, we have to stress they had hurricane force winds they were dealing with, driving these flames, right?
That's exactly right. That was the particularly dangerous situation category that we were looking at over the past 24 hours. That has since expired, but the red flag warning remains through Friday, with wind gusts close to 50 to 75 miles per hour. So really right on the border of some of those hurricane force winds. It will continue at least for the next 2 days. Now, current winds at least sustained. You can see are closer to about 5 to 25 miles per hour. This doesn't account for some of the gusts that we're seeing, some of the fire perimeters that we've been watching, the Eaton fire as well as the Palisades fire. So we'll continue to monitor that along with the air quality. There's already been advisories that have been posted because of the hazardous air that's been developing around the fire lines and then pressing its way off to the west here. That's because the sustained winds, again, are those offshore, dry, warming winds. As we head into the overnight hours, those start to kind of settle down, and so the smoke just remains in the lowest elevations. We'll see a little shift again for tomorrow, but those offshore winds will be problematic here for at least the next 2 days. Now, the high pressure ridge that's in control of our weather, it's still bringing the dry and warming conditions, but the low is starting to kind of ease and move off to the south. That's going to at least relax that pressure gradient that we've been dealing with. Still have those light northwest winds through tomorrow morning with lows falling into the 30s with lighter winds locally. Right now, our temperatures in the 50s, but we are going to be watching those weather alerts in Southern California.
Sounds good, Monica. Thank you. Here at home, our local fire agencies are sharing insight into what first responders are experiencing as they head to the front lines.
Yeah, so far, listen to this. Sacramento Fire, Metro Fire, Stockton Fire, Modesto Fire, and other departments from across the area have sent teams to help. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live in Sacramento. And Roxanne, what are you hearing from the fire agencies?
Well, Chris, fire agencies say once they get that call for help, crews have about an hour to be ready to go. That means packing up any uniforms, protective gear, and being ready to be gone for at least 2 weeks at a time. Fire agencies in Sacramento are part of a statewide agreement to fight the fires in Los Angeles County.
Absolutely devastating.
Captain Justin Silvia with the Sacramento Fire Department says the first strike team left for the Palisades fire Tuesday night around 9, arriving around 6 Wednesday morning. It includes firefighters from the Sacramento Fire Department, Metro Fire, and Cosumnes Fire Department.
The Sacramento region sent 22 firefighters, staffing 5 Type 1 fire engines and a strike team vehicle down south.
Right off the bat, their assignment is to engage in the firefight and structure defense.
The conditions down there are so horrific that our members were put straight to work, and they have not stopped working ever since.
This one involving 3 Cal-OES brush engines and a strike team leader from Metro Fire, Sacramento Fire, Manteca Fire, Ione Fire, Calaveras Consolidated Fire, and South San Joaquin County Fire.
When you're talking about sometimes minutes mattering between life and death, having the resources where they need to be strategically, moving resources to fight the fire and get people out of harm's way is a challenge.
One of the greatest challenges they're facing are the rapid winds and hazardous conditions. Therefore, crews are expected to work long, grueling days and use to their maximum capacity until they can control the fire.
We typically see big events like this happen midsummer. Nothing like January in the winter months like this. It's very rare. We're always there to meet that need.
Crews plan on being in the LA area for the next 14 days. Then there will be a process to have them replaced with additional resources from the Sacramento region. I'm live in Sacramento. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Again, our thoughts are with everyone impacted by these fires, and a special thank you to our heroes who are down there trying to help. Roxanne, thank you. Coming up, team coverage on the Los Angeles County wildfires continues.
Furniture that we've, built a lifetime upon, photos, just everything.
We're live on the ground in Southern California.
Plus, California's home insurance crisis.
They got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old.
What these fires could mean for future availability and affordability.